In this video we're gonna set this. The camera will follow the player in the x-axis only, as you can see. Okay, so without further delay, let's dive into this topic. So go to hierarchy. Firstly go to assets. Okay, right click, create. Okay, C# script, name that script to follow and select the main camera and drag that follow script okay, to the add component section of main camera. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up the player's follow script. Okay, so firstly what we need, if we want to follow the player in the x-axis only, so what we need the player position. Okay, means the player transform. If we go to player, as you can see transform, we need this transform, basically position, player position. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go over to follow script and we're gonna make an empty field of transform. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna drag this player transform to that field, so we will have the player position. Then we can tweak the x-axis value. So what we're gonna do, double click it to open up in Visual Studio, and we're gonna remove these two namespaces, we don't need that, and also this start function, we don't need that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it public, and the type of that component will be transform, basically position, and you can call something like player position. Okay, or player transform or player. I'm gonna leave it as a player. Okay, after doing this, control s on your keyboard to save this and head again to Unity. What we're gonna do, you will able to see, okay, in follow script, player transform will appear. Okay, so what we need to drag this player into that field, so we will have the reference or the link of that player position. Now then we're gonna tweak the value. So just wait for to compile and you will able to see that we're gonna follow the player in the x-axis only. Okay, we're not gonna follow the player in y-axis or z-axis. So we're gonna tweak the value of main camera in the x-axis only. So as you can see, player which says none. So what we need to drag this player into that field. Now we have the player position. So what we're gonna do, head again to script, and we're gonna do it update function. We're gonna follow the player each frame. So that's why we are gonna do it update function. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set transform. Okay, sorry, transform. We need to go to main camera current position. Over here, as you can see, if I select the main camera, over here as you can see transform. So we need this, what we're gonna do, transform. Okay, transform dot position. Okay, transform dot position equal to, we're gonna set it new vector 3. Okay, so transform, firstly what does transform dot position means over here? Basically transform dot position is the current position of main camera, and we are setting equal to new vector 3. And as you know, vector 3 has x-axis, y-axis, and the z-axis. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna follow the player in the x-axis only. So what we're gonna do, if I select the main camera, if I select the move tool over right, over here you can see, if we play around x-axis of main camera, okay, it will go right and left. So what we're gonna set x-axis to our player position in the x direction. If I select the player, as you can see, if I select, so we're gonna follow in the x-axis. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna replace this x with our player. Okay, player dot position player dot position. Okay, uh, player dot position dot x. Okay, player, so we are just changing only x axis of main camera, and we're gonna set in the y axis our current position. Okay, transform dot position dot y. In the y axis, we are setting in the y axis our current position of main camera in the y axis. And what are we gonna do, z axis, we're gonna also put transform dot position dot z. Oh sorry, dot z. Basically this means current position of the main camera in the z axis. And over here transform dot position dot y is the current position of main camera in the y axis. And we are just changing the only x position. We are setting the player position in the x axis. We are setting it our current position, we are just changing only x axis, as you can see. So we will follow the player in the x axis only. As you can see, we are just changing with our player position in the x axis, as you can see. So transform dot position means over here current position, and we are setting it equal equal to new vector 3. As you know, vector 3 has x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis, so we are changing the x-axis only. We are setting our current position of main camera in the x-axis to our player position in the x-axis, and we are putting transform dot position dot y in the y-axis. Basically, transform dot position dot y means current position of main camera in the y-axis, and transform dot position dot z mean current position of main camera in the z-axis. We are not changing them, just we changing the x-axis with our player x-axis position. Okay, so control s on your keyboard to save this and head again to Unity. You will able to see the main camera will follow the player in the x-axis, because we are setting the main camera position to our main camera position in the x-axis to our player position in the x-axis. Transform dot position over there means the current position of main camera. So just wait for to compile and you will able to see that. Okay, so if we now hit play, okay, and if we move the player, the camera will also move with it in the x-axis only. It's not gonna move in the y or z-axis, because we are setting the current position of main camera in the y-axis. As you can see, the camera is following, as you can see in the scene view, the camera is following the player in the x-axis only. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, then subscribe it for future tutorials, and if you enjoyed this video, then like this video and share it with your friends. And if you want to support me, you can support me on patreon.com. And lastly, thanks for watching this video.